So welcome to day 6 of the boot camp. The name is SirHansFelix, and I am your captain. Guys, it was definitely a much needed break since Friday, and so we're back and we are ready to go. Now, I do want to say one more time, I was having an issue with my laptop, and for some reason, I had to turn it back on and then it started updating. So some things just needed to update. So I apologize for that. And so here we are. How's everybody's weekend going?
Good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's check the chat. All right, so you guys are here. You guys are here. More people should be coming, but of course, out of respect for your time, I definitely want to start pushing. Now, what are some of the things that you guys caught on from Friday that stood out to you? Just want to check and see what your notes are like, see what y'all have been doing these past 24 to 48 hours. I was able to drop the replays of all previous days. Were you guys able to watch them and see certain things that might have been missed?
I think for me, just like the clarification on the break and retest and how you view it and how you go about it, like really helps me out a lot. So
Awesome.
on the last video.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Because my whole thing is like, I don't want y'all to just go back trading without having something or a few things that really just changed and shifted how you see in the market, or like, um, I don't want y'all to leave the same way that you started with this boot camp.
I
All right.
don't think I will because the funny thing was, last night I dreamt about the two touches. All I could hear was you say, talk about the two touches, and then look
Wow,
at your setups.
that's funny. That's good to know. That's good to know. That means if I can get to your somatic sensory levels in your dreams, then that means it's going to be in your long term memory for sure. That's good to know. That's good to know. That's good to know. What did you see? You seen some money, Leandra? How that dream ended up?
I don't know because I ended up waking up and then I said, let me go and look at gold and
Mm-hmm.
develop my relationship with it. That's what
Mm.
I got from it.
Mm. That's good. That's good. That's good. Ironically, I will be following up with some of the things we're talking about because I want to do a back testing session with all of us together. That's what today is going to be. Just to carry on from the other day, Friday, because we were talking about a few different things, a few effective things, and so I want to make sure y'all make sense of the things that I was talking about, and then I want to talk about how certain setups will really help you recover, even if you were having a bad week, or like the week wasn't all that good, or maybe you didn't get to trade all that much. All right. This is why I'm so happy that my setups worked the way they do. I remember one time I was having this anxiety. It was this week where the market was not making sense, just like a few weeks ago, right? And I'm like, yo, if the market just changes one piece of information, or they not giving me my breaker blocks, or they're not doing this and this and that and this, that and third, I'm stuck, because like you're only as good as what you know in this market. If they change the rules, or like they starting to like pull back a little bit more, you're gonna take a lot of losses. And that's where I was like, nope, I cannot just know one good setup. I need to know more. I need to understand the behavior better, and I need to react. And I also got some wisdom out of that anxiety because it's like, yo, bro, if the market ever changes just a bit, well, don't trade, observe. Take your time like a scientist and just be like, sit there and watch what they're doing. And that helped me because I remember in I think December or January, they was catching me slipping for a while. I'm like, bro, every time I get in a trade, like they just lose volume or like the wicks are a lot longer than they used to be. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing this? And I literally had to wait 3 days to watch them repeat that same behavior. I'm like, oh, that's what I need to do. For example, and I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Y'all noticed back a few months ago, every time you get into a trade, the very next candle, like or whatever the case is, will pull back and lose volume. Like the candle looked great. And then all of a sudden, soon as you're in that trade, that's when they want to lose volume and then like take out your stop. Okay, something like this. Imagine you're in a trade, the buy's going well, and out of nowhere, like this thing loses volume and starts to pull back against you and your stop loss. They had me, they had me so pissed with that. And then so every time you see a candle look like this, that means they were literally pushing this way and they lost volume. This is the perfect example actually. This right here. Imagine you see price bounce twice off of an area. 745, 9, 930. Candle looks pretty damn normal, and then they push, then they yank it from you, and you're like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Is it pulling back? Is it like selling off? Is it retracing? And you have such little time to figure it out because you went from profit to nothing or very little profit, and then now you're starting to be in drawdown, and you're like, should I trust this or should I close? And by the time you make up your mind, you're probably losing that trade. And so they used to have me in a chokehold with that. And I'm like, yo, I'm getting mad because like I know what I saw. I know the setup made sense. Why is it that like I'm losing and it was getting me mad? So something told me, bro, how about you just take your time and see what they do after? And I'm like, okay. And it was revealed to me that when price loses volume in the beginning of the session, if they lose volume and they pull back, they're usually coming back at the 9:30 open. And if they sweep or respect it, then I can get back in instead of wondering what's going to happen next. I need to just cut my loss short or cut the small profit short because it might get worse. And in fact, if I get back in after I wait till they just retrace and pull back before continuing, it'll be a better entry for me because it'll be a lot more of a confirmation if I just wait. So that's how I got out of that problem. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So now I know if price is pushing and let's say it's losing volume or something, I just gotta know that it's gonna pull back at the market open hours. And so once they pull back in, I'll just get in, put my stop loss behind me, and then just get back in and whatnot. And you'll make back your losses. You ain't gotta worry. You ain't gotta like get upset. And that's how I got out of that. And I'm like, you know what? This was a good lesson, even though it was very annoying, but it taught me to wait and observe and understand that like my enemy is only a few moves or a few days away from me figuring it out to get back into being consistent because I felt like my consistency was under attack. And so I learned that like if I can learn to just wait watch and update or update my strategy or adapt, I'll always be fine. And that helped my confidence so much because I thought I was grits. I thought I'm like, damn, everything I thought I knew is being questioned because the market is doing some new things. And I'm like, damn, I think I lost my profitability and all of that. And I'm like, yo, I'm being silly. So I had to refine myself again, you know? I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just focus on the break and retest. Let me focus on if I can't see what I'm seeing, let me just wait for the next day. They'll give me more data. And then that's when I started seeing how like most days correlate from Friday. Crazy, right? Crazy. It's a soft skill. Like if I were to say what has made me so consistent is because of some of those soft skills. And then I also told y'all the other day, I think Friday is like one thing I can say about me is for some reason I'm really good at recovery. Whatever I lost, it's like I got really good at coming back from a loss, or pretty much my recovery time is very sharp. Like it won't take me weeks and months to recover. You know, I might have made some mistakes in the beginning of the week. I take a 24-hour break, you know, and by Thursday, Friday, I'm still like closing in the positives. And I'm like, damn, I don't think too many traders talk about that. Because everybody talks about how profitable their strategy is, or um how you can have your biggest trading day, which I do that too. But no one says like, how can you come back from your losses? What's your recovery time psychology like? How can you bounce back from a streak, right? How do you play good defense? Because you're only as good as your defense as you are with your offense. That makes you an all-around good player. You know, when I look online at people hating on athletes that do like 10 times the work or have 10 times the work ethic that they ever will, and I just study people who are haters online. And I'm like, hmm. So when you're telling an athlete that, oh, well, he sucks at defense, are you good at offense? No, probably not. Are you even good at defense in your personal life? Probably not. But everybody gets defensive. No one likes to take accountability. So I had to take accountability. I'm like, damn, am I good at just buy trade setups, or am I good also at sell trade setups or selling markets or whatever the case is? Like, am I good at my exit as I am with my entries? You know, like, so I found different ways to evaluate myself, which is why I coined the word visually ambidextrous. Meaning, can I see things as I see them on two different scales of the spectrum? Like, can I spot a good buy setup just as well as I spot a sell setup? Because some people see the market only when it's selling, and some people actually are really good at spotting a bullish trend. Which one do you guys think you are? Are most of your successful trades sells or buys? Or did you ever think about that? Hmm. You need to do more sales. Yeah, I know that for sure. Jovan, you love buy trades for sure. A lot of your trades are buy trades. So if the market's bearish temporarily, you probably catching L's because you just built to want to positively see bullishness because you're very hopeful.
I catch some sales. I mean,
Yeah,
I catch some buys even in a bearish market.
yeah,
Because I'll go to a different market and see, all right, let me see what's going on over here. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, absolutely.
Versatility with the market is important.
Versatility is key. If my own girl Jaquel was here, I'd just be like, "Yo, what's up, Jaquel?" She stands by that. Versatility is key. Yeah, knowing that I see buys better, I make sure to double confirm a sell setup. Oh, that's important, Benita. That's important. What else? Both. Hey, you got my visually ambidextrous people here. D. Think about it often. Buys. I don't think I've ever thought about it. I just try and catch what I can see, and that makes sense. That's cool too. You know, I'm here to challenge your thoughts. That's why, like, when I dropped this right here, I'm like, ways to evaluate yourself as whether you're growing as a trader. Like, first, you start with the areas of improvement you've had versus the prior year. You truly ask yourself the right questions, such as, did I improve on my edge or figured out my edge? Like my winning strategy, like what makes me win, right? Number two, how can I sharpen my efficiency in profiting from more setups in the future? You remember earlier I just said, like, I felt I needed to know more setups and not just rely on one strategy. And I'm like, I don't also want to act like I'm a master of none and a no a knowledgeable person in just the general, but not efficient at it. So I needed to make sure I was efficient because I'm just I abide or like I'm somebody who subscribe with like I'd rather be the guy who knows how to do 1,000 kicks, one kick 1,000 times versus like knowing 1,000 kicks but not be effective at it, you know? And Stefan is like, yeah, 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 I love that quote, man, you know? I know some of y'all definitely know where I'm getting that one from. Um, well, One Punch Man gets that from Bruce Lee. That's where that comes from originally. Now we know Tiana loves her anime. Now we know. All right. So we're getting to know each other a lot more here. I'm happy. So now, without wasting too much of your time, I want to show you guys some of my biggest days that I've screenshotted. Who's ready to see that? No, I can't just transition like that. I gotta see some heat. Yeah, yeah. I want y'all to look at me differently after this. I want y'all to know that, like, yo, we gets busy. I'm not just here to talk to y'all nice. We get nasty with it. All right. I want to inspire you as well. So, if I'm doing all this talking, I have to show y'all. So in this little folder, I tend to like to sometimes I get lazy at doing it, but this was one of my biggest accomplishments this year. I'm gonna give y'all some time to just look at what y'all looking at here. First, I want y'all to see what that says up there. Okay. So that was about $110,000 in a month that I did on live, not on demo. on life. And I was so excited because, first of all, I come from a mentality of when I first started this shit, I basically was mediocre. My mindset was, well, I hope one day I can be like who and so and this and that, or who or what. And then now I fast forward to today, I see myself doing superhero shit. So you went from mediocre shit to superhero shit. That's number one. Number two, just like I said, um, when you take on trading, there's so many naysayers, including your own little hating ass voice. Oh, you should have listened to your parents, or hey, your aunties are like, so why did I even go to your graduation if you wasn't about to like pursue? You got a lot of different things that you're fighting. Or you see six figures being made with certain salaries and career choices, and then you sitting here betting on yourself. So for me, a lot of things on the charts are very personal because I really decided to choose a path that's not easy, that's damn near borderline delusional, and not a lot of people gonna believe you're gonna be able to do certain things, including yourself. Because like who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And then boom, it happens. And then boom, it happens. Now you got different tax bracket questions you need to be asking. You got, you're like, wow, hold up. So I'm worth more than just somebody telling you what you're worth, or how many hours like you're worth, how much you're worth per hour for 8 hours of work, or 40 hours a week of work, or you know 52 weeks, bi-weekly paychecks. You start to really ask yourself like, damn, I'm worth more than just what I can put out in energy in a year. God damn, I just did that in a month, or I did that in a day. You look at yourself being worth way more, and you start to really be aware of the power of your manifestation. And as you walk on this earth, you're now more worried that God protects your mind, because that is your strongest asset. Amen. You start to not want to indulge in certain activities, or mess around with certain people, or like even give them your time. You start to really put yourself in a mindset of solitude, because damn, you just don't want to jeopardize that. For as many things you've gone through, experience, you're like, nah, I got to protect my mind, because that's what's making me money. That's what's giving me the worth that when I grew up, I said I wanted to be this and that, because I saw that it associated with the salary that it came with, that you would be worth once you became that. So then what happens when you're able to make that in minutes, hours, days, or in a month? That's what's possible over here. That same knowledge. So this meant a lot for me, because this was the second time that I did that. So April, I had like multiple 30K days, but I was going through something in April. It's like I would make some profits, but then I would give it back, or I would like, I was just putting on a lot of pressure. Like I was putting on a lot of size positions and things like that. I I just wanted to like put the pedal to the metal. And man, it was definitely something to watch. Some of y'all who've been on live trading sessions with me, y'all seen some different levels of drawdown that I was in that y'all could never even fathom. It's like, yo, Hans, whoa, you be seeing those type of days and those type of drawdown. Oh wow, so that's what it takes to have a day like that. Oh, it comes with certain drawdown, or oh wow, that's another perspective. Like a lot of people were grateful to even witness these things on the back end and get to experience it with me. So April, I had 30K days, 28K days. And many of those were done with like gold and US 30. I'm not even gonna hold you. US 30 and gold. 16K days, US 30. And I would specifically put lot sizes that I know I didn't have to put one big position and not have wiggle room, but I would like divide it by 4, 5, 3. Like I'm not trying to put a full 50 lot. I'll put 5 positions of 10 as price starts to pick up volume. That kind of helps too because it separates it. It's not heavy. You don't, slippage doesn't get in the way. That's why like when people be like, oh, I would love to put a 200 lot in a trade. Well, you're gonna experience something you never did before, which is slippage. Because not everybody in that broker server is using 200 lots. There's like one of you. So by the time they fill your position, you probably might be in big drawdown before price pushes it up. So I had to deal with those type of things. I remember James Storms used to tell me that like 2 years ago. And I'm like, bro, why don't you just put a one light? He's like, bro, because of slippage. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I had to learn to like break it apart. Okay. So that's why y'all see a lot of positions sometimes. Like I remember, oh, that day was crazy. I had a 42K day. And now I want y'all to pay attention to this. The equity says 115,000. And you see how the balance says negative 298,000. This account right here was credited back because of so many like things that went down with that server. And like that's not something I'm gonna go too deep into. But just know when it comes to having big days like this, you need an account that can handle whichever outcome. So when you want to have a 6-figure day, trust and believe that like it doesn't just happen. You need some capital to do that. And even if it was the most perfect setup, you need the right margin to be able to like put in certain lot sizes. I think you guys know this by now. But the funny thing about that day is I lost 40K that Monday. And then I ran back home because like gold sold off. Let's go back on TradingView real quick. Gold like sold off out of nowhere. And I was like at auto parts getting something for my dad. And then I get in the trade and like I experienced 7K drawdown. I'm like, that's not too bad. Then like it sold a little bit more. I'm like, okay, this is a little, and then like this was not what I expected. Then I saw negative 27K. I'm like, okay, Hans, you need to really like, yeah, go sit in the car, bro. Like get out of the store, go sit in the car. This is looking pretty ugly. And the shit started getting even worse. I'm like, yo, I need to close this trade. By the time I close that joint, there it is right there. There goes that nasty monster right there. I was in these buys at 9 and price bounced and pushed. Then they sold. I'm like, okay, no problem. Sold. I'm like, okay. Then it started. I'm like, wait a hold up, hold up. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm panicking, like, bro, this is the most I've ever lost or in drawdown, like, whoa, what are we doing right now? And I ran back home. Like I drove so fast back home. And pretty much what happened was price was sweeping the Friday of the previous week. And I was like, yo. So once I figured out that's what was going on, yeah, sure, it was a bad loss. But I don't know who can say that. How many people can say that they lost 42 bands in one day? And bruh, by the time I made it back home by 11 and I noticed that they pulled back and bounced here, I took my buys and I hate that I didn't hold, but I closed 42 positive and I made that back. I was like, yo, I don't care who's the GOAT in this space, but shit, I can tell this story and have all the proof. Just make some space for Mount Rushmore because, yo, you don't hear that story every day. And so I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna make y'all listen to this recording because I recorded it and I'm about to share the sound. I told you I had some juicy stuff for y'all. All right, so you should be able to hear me talk. This is a 7-minute video.
Wow, what a fucking day. What a Monday we're having, huh? It's like a 34K.
Oh, okay. I had lost 34K. Okay. The last one was the worst. I tried to like get in a buy because this is what sucked about that day. I said, okay, it's Monday. I think I had a great week before that. I sure did. And then so I'm starting the Monday. Like I did not put big positions on. But then the way gold was moving, it didn't even matter if you had big positions or small positions. Bro, I had a two lot, two lot. So I'm literally scaling in five lots. I think up to 5, 6 lots. Then it started backfiring on me. I'm like, okay, don't panic. Price is selling so it can buy. Put in a 10 lot so I can, cover and mitigate. This shit got worse. And bro, in like a minute, 182 pip drop. My heart sunk. I'm not even going to hold you guys. That was a big, like, I'm thinking, bro, what have we become? Like, are we this careless now? Joint sold 186 pips. I'm like, oh Lord. And then so since I realized what was going on, that's what saved me. I'm like, oh, you guys were sweeping last week Friday's lows. I bet say less. So then I took the buy upon realizing that's why the market sold so deep. And so I went back into some buys. Although I just lost $34,000 and the last trade was negative 18,000. What would you be doing, guys? Would you not be traumatized for the whole rest of the week? And I somehow noticed that
Lost
this was what was going on, and I
about
just
what, an
recovered.
hour ago? Came home, and now we're up 42.
To
Look at this.
a whole
Insane.
salary, bro.
Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do today. See if we can't get to 50 today. Let's see. Let's see.
That was 3 months ago. Long story short,
Minus 37.
I really wanted to see this thing push, but it was doing a little bit too much. And I remember
32 lots.
I was like, yo, I want that joint to push to 2360. But given the fact that I took such a loss earlier today, yeah, let me go ahead and close what's currently in front of me. So wait
Nope,
for it.
don't like it. I'm closing at 100. Fuck that. I'd rather close at 100 than close at nothing at all. Fuck that. Yeah.
Look at how this market looked at the time. You can really tell, like, yeah, it has potential to buy, but bro, given the circumstances, yeah, I'd rather. That's what I said. I said I'd rather close at 100K even now, where the account is at, than closing at nothing at all. Especially since I literally just took some crazy losses a few hours earlier. Do you hear the psychology? Where we at? Where we at? Y'all good?
This
Y'all
thing,
shocked? I feel like y'all a little shocked right now. Do a little quick temperature check. You still stuck on 110K. I told y'all I was nasty. Don't let the nice, humble voice fool you. Like I
I have a quick question. How did you when doing your do you use like the indicator that the Phoenix indicator in conjunction as like just a confirmation of what you see on TradingView to be like, okay, cool, this is what this is showing on here.
Yep.
Um, okay, gotcha. So use that as
Yes.
a go ahead, please.
There was a point in time I didn't trust my indicator. I I was like, all right, we're gonna keep it in tandem, like side by side. So I know for sure if there's a repainting or something going on, I know like I was also dependent on my manual analysis. So, but I don't always use my indicator at this point. Is just that I here's why I don't use my indicator. One, if something went down like the way MT4 lost, uh, well, the way a lot of these brokers had lost their MT4 license, which means I couldn't use MT4, I knew there would be a day where I would have to depend on the charts versus an indicator. That's why I also mentioned a few days ago, like I see a lot of y'all use indicators, but you need to get comfortable trading and dressing up the chart and understanding what you see. Because if your indicator is gone and missing, you can't not be you cannot say, oh yeah, what makes me a trader is because of my indicators. No. What if these indicators are removed from the market or trading view? Now you can't trade? Nah, too much is at stake here. Y'all see where I'm coming from, right? No, somebody's like, damn, that's true. I am a paranoid person too. Like this skill is
Hey,
so
huh?
yeah.
You gone?
Hmm?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So look, I leave my indicators. I only use uh moving averages on demo,
Right.
but I don't have them on the live account.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. You're talking on a whole nother frequency while on the same frequency. You pretty much don't want the broker to see how you're moving, just in case.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta just, you know what I'm saying? You know,
I know what you're saying, brother. I see what you're saying and I understand it clearly. Yes.
it's
You don't
like
want to
that,
never let him see your move.
right?
Yeah.
It's like that car you think slow, that sleeper, then
Mhm.
it's gonna smoke that challenger. You gotta do it like that.
Whole time it's a whole nitrous oxide system. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Never
Yeah, so
let
you
him.
use your indicators on demo,
Yep.
I mean,
Big
because
fact.
initially you should be trading live and your demo be open while your live is open, just so you can make sure times it helps you decide, like, should I jump in this joint?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Big facts. Big facts. So guys, I've had some issues with this broker. A lot of nightmarish things have happened, even though I'm showing you guys these big days. And so because of that, I decided to partner up with some people, and we are launching our own broker. Just gonna drop that one that, just like that. Just gonna drop that one like that. But for those of you guys who said you want to trade MT4 still, I just want to let y'all know to trade with MT4 and MT5 at this point, you cannot put no broker in jeopardy or at risk by being a US client. This is why I wanted to put y'all on to what I mentioned the other day. Because you don't want to just be a full US citizen these days and not have like alternative ways to be a citizen of the world. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I think I might be losing some of y'all. The rich have multiple passports and they have offshore accounts, right? They have multiple residencies. When you're a trader and you're trading multiple currencies, you need to be thinking about your multiple options overseas. All right. So, and then I also got to let y'all know Sway Markets is a good broker. But if you want to still trade with MT5, which my broker will have MT5, you're going to have that passport, that digital passport that I'm putting you guys on game about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, because you just have to have different options. If this broker, I like trading with more than one broker at this point, you know? So, because one, it's not about the broker, it's about the skill, but sometimes it is about the broker. Because I literally experienced the craziest stuff this year. Like I woke up to negative $80,000 in drawdown, and I didn't put those trades. I have people in here that have dealt with brokers like KOT and such, and they went through some nightmares too. And that taught us to diversify your brokers. Some brokers are not for you. Some brokers, it's not that the business of traders is um one that pretty much benefits off of losses like a casino. But if you're in a trade and it's being closed and you didn't close it, or you seeing some trades that shoot in place, that's a big red flag that this broker is literally trying to like is preying on your downfall in a very malicious way. Never mind that, 90% of traders do lose 90% of their funds in the next 90 days. But what if you are a profitable trader and now you're starting to see certain things that are very odd, right? That's when you know you are dealing with a nefarious broker. So, and I'll take that conversation for a whole nother time. We got like what 5 days left. But just want to let y'all know, be careful and diversify. Okay. So if you would like to learn how to be able to trade crypto and still be a US citizen and still be able to use Binance or have like no restrictions because you have different digital residencies, holla at me. All right. Some people have already made that decision to learn how to do it. I did create like a private Telegram to for that. because information cannot be spread that fast these days about something that's going to benefit us and protect us. The more viral it gets, the faster they shut it down. And at this point, trading is like way too valuable for me to not consider um some of the things that I wouldn't want to happen too quick before I benefit from it. Okay. Now, going back to the trading days that I've had, what have these trading days taught me? I've had 40K days at this point in March. Yeah, March. I've had certain days that weren't supposed to be those type of days on days of like um news. I've definitely capitalized on the last couple FOMC news, except for the one last time, because they had no type of volume at all. But the one in May 1st, oh boy, I had 100K day that day, but it was on my hedge fund evaluation account. They've been I've been put on an evaluation for a whole year just so I can prove that I can access or manage 7, 8 figures with this hedge fund. And that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, but it's also one of those most craziest things that I had to find out, that many traders in this industry don't have long-standing data. They have great data that can last a day, a week, a few months, but something always happens where like us humans, we self-sabotage. And when bigger institutions and private firms want to really like use your expertise and responsibility, they a lot of big like liquidity providers are hella disappointed at some of the biggest names in this industry because they are not profitable long term, only short term. The average span of a profitable trade is like 4 months, supposedly. So I am standing in front of you, telling you you're looking at one of those guys who have exceeded that statistic, which is why sometimes I have quotes that I don't like to put out online because I might sound cocky as hell. I might offend somebody, but I'm gonna tell you right now, 90% of traders fail. Good thing I'm part of the 10%. Oh God. And I have the data to back it up. I want that to be your statement as well, eventually. I came with the heat today, huh? I must have been eating good all weekend, huh? But you cannot achieve consistency and profitability if you don't have setups that are very specific and have been proven to work. When there's hot water, when something's going on, because like the truth of the matter is you can't really stay consistently profitable if you don't have good setups. You're not going to achieve it by randomness, and you have to expect that some days, some weeks will not go well, but if you can win the month, you'll be all right. If you can win the week off the setup that works, you're allowed to have a couple of losses, but just don't let that day take the whole account away. Y'all hear me? You're allowed to have some losses, and I'm speaking through you right now. I'm talking to your subconscious. You're allowed to fuck up, Tiana. You're allowed to mess up, Jovan. You're allowed to not be streaky all week long and it's nothing but blues, and then that one little red just is bothering you because you wanted to go 100 out of 100 trades. No, you're allowed to mess up. You're human. Not even the best profitable strategy is 100% accurate, but it's how you recover that matters more. And I can only give you that type of wisdom because I've lived through it. Everybody's going to tell you, I had this foolproof strategy that I can show you. And this is what made me a 6, 7 figure trader. Shut the fuck up. It's a lie. Because what happens when somebody sells you a bot and the bot is 90% accurate, and then it only takes one fucking day for it to take everything from you? Do you know how that hurts? Like, you had plans for something.
Bruh,
Yeah.
that shit burned me so hard.
What?
This thing is profitable for 2.5, 3 months, and then in one day it blows the whole account.
Right. Like, how does it take
And
one
it's
day?
being managed by the manager, right?
Right.
So you would expect someone with experience would know how to at least remediate the situation.
Right. Now we talking. This is why I wanted to do this boot camp, because some things I can't say off. I can't say online. It's too many politics. So imagine me telling you that after what I just showed you that I'm able to do. So I'm well able to say that from a trader standpoint, from an account manager standpoint, from a professional standpoint, from a human standpoint, and somebody who's also been hurt. Like, wait, I thought this strategy, well, I thought this software had every fronts covered. Shit, if shit, I could have traded this account. I could have just, I, boy, might as well have just taken my chances if that. So I found out, right, could have blown my own money. I found out that many traders, they rely on their ego, even when it comes down to creating a software. And they're always relying too much on the profitability factor. And they are very weak, even in their own manual trades, at at pretty much calculating the bad days. What does a bad day look like? Can it be recovered in a few weeks? But nah, they rely on this positive thing or trying to market you something that's a fail-proof system to the point where their own fallacy is their biggest Achilles heel. Now, you could have created a strategy or a software that's like 70% accurate, but on a bad day, if it loses 15%, we know it'll recover that joint in 2, 3, 5 weeks. So it can continuously be profitable and consistent in the long run. But no, most people, they literally create their softwares like day trade. Only one day away from blowing everything because they're just that, what's the word? Impulsive. So they try to create something bigger than themselves that's automated, that's like without mistake, that's perfect, when there's no such thing. Consistency is not perfect. It just means you get back up and you know how to go from here. And that's why I finally understand why Wall Street and these people, 4% a year for them, for the big guys, is great. Or 10% a year is great for them, right? And you wonder why, because, well, if there's 7, 8, 10 figure accounts, they don't want to see big ass 20% drawdown. And they need to know how fast you can recover, how fast uh how fast the system can recover even if there's a bad loss. Because if you think about it, when the stock market corrects deeply, they always not corrects. Well, yeah. The market sells off 20% correction, right? Then you notice in the next 18 months, everything is recovered. In fact, there's a higher high now. So no one really loses for real if you're in the long run. There will be some red days, but that don't mean it's all done. So when you thinking about things like that, it changes your perspective on how to be a long-term trader. Does that make sense, everyone? Every 14 people in here. Does that make sense? And notice I haven't been regurgitating nothing from the previous days and the previous days. Like I'm telling you stuff that you like, damn, I ain't never heard nobody talk like that before. Because this is the real side of trading. And shit that I've experienced on a personal, deep level. Like I've been hurt off this, just like you've been hurt off this. And you wondered how that has any ties to your trauma as a trader. And now you realize, damn, no wonder why sometimes even I don't believe I can do this by myself. Because I haven't even seen even softwares do this, or I'm not even sure if I can be consistent with trading because I don't really know who's consistent with trading. And you have never heard nobody talk about, you know what, you can be consistent even through terrible trading days. You just got to know what setups will help you bounce back. And that's why I'm here. That's why this bootcamp will change your life going forward. How does that make you feel? Aren't you glad this is recorded and will be accessible? Some moments you got to live them twice. Now you're like, damn, $75? Wow, Hans, I owe you some money, man. Okay, let's carry on. Best $75 I ever spent. All right. So now let's carry on and talk about the setups that we were discussing these past couple days. Number one, we talked about how price makes a lot more sense when it bounces off of an area twice, maybe from the, there was a date in the past that it bounced off of it before, and then now it's here again. Or within the same session, they bounce off of the area, and that gives it more confirmation. Like for instance, I'm looking at one right now. Wednesday, April 10th, Thursday, April 11th, break, retest, out of there. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Wednesday, Thursday, break, retest, out of there. So let's say I took a loss Monday, Tuesday. Sometimes I literally just see what Wednesday is doing. I'm like, I need a break, bro. Mentally, I need to like make peace with my demons. I'll trade Thursday. That's why some of y'all be like, yo, did you trade today, bro? Like, did you see anything? I'm frustrated. I don't see. I'm like, yeah, just wait tomorrow, huh? Just wait tomorrow. Okay, but you itching like, bro, I want to take my revenge today. Like, nah, the market, they disrespect. I'm like, bro, just wait tomorrow. Right, Rich? Right, Bianca? It's like, bro, just wait tomorrow.
Yep.
It's like, why wait tomorrow? Like, why can't I just make back my money now? No, just wait for them to give you more clarity. Let them snitch on themselves. Oh, it's Thursday and you coming back to retest Wednesday. Bet. Put my stop loss right here. Let's go. Next thing you know, you're out here making 10 times the profit that you lost yesterday or earlier this week. We up and we're closing this week profitably. Amen. Straight up. And these type of things gave me so much peace as a trader. Now I'm not forcing stuff anymore. I'm like, yo, wow, I can wait an extra day and just watch them and observe them. Damn. Like I used to feel like every time I pull up in front of the charts, I have to make it count for my time, or else I feel like my time was wasted. That's how I used to feel. And now I'm like, damn, I'm being compensated to just watch, sit on my hands, and wait for a better day the next day. Completely shifted my mind. I'm like, oh wow. Of course, I come from a 9 to 5 background. If I clock in, I need to see the hours that I put in is went towards the next paycheck. That's not how it is over here, player. It's not how it is over here. You, waiting actually can be more profitable than it is costly to just take a whole bunch of trades. You can't tell where it's headed. But I tell you what, when they bounce off them days, now we making money. So for those of y'all who struggle with higher time frames because you're like, I only know the 5 minute because your mentor taught you just a little scalp strategy. Now you know the higher time frames are not as scary. Sometimes price will just literally scoop under the previous day, and that's when the trade is even better for you to wait and get in, and it's more profitable now. That's usually the trades that actually go the furthest when it's bouncing like twice. Sweeps the previous day, breaks retest, I'm in that joint. But we're gonna talk about exit strategies, I think tomorrow. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But as you can see, and we're back testing this, many times price bounced 2 days in a row off the area. That's usually when it's like nice. That's why people say, oh, you shouldn't trade Wednesday. But if I see the behavior repeating from Friday, Monday, I'm like, what you mean I can't trade Monday? I know what I'm looking at. I don't know about you, but I see what I'm looking at. Price came here on a Monday, tried to go past Friday's highs, couldn't. And every time price does that, it's just like, how can I put this? Uh, Obviously, this is called a failure swing high. But and let's make it simple, right? It's just like when you try to jump to grab something. Shout out to my short folks. You try to jump to grab something, on top of the fridge or the cabinet, and you came down with nothing, but you still came down. Gravity pulls you back down. You tried to reach for it, couldn't, not enough volume, not enough height. And so what's going to happen? You coming back down. I love y'all. Don't kill me. It's, oh, now you coming for me, Hans? Wow, I thought we were friends. So I'll see a setup like that, and that'll definitely start me up really nicely. If it's a Monday, I look for where price was on Friday. Okay, we're having a hard time. Okay, by 11, even 2 p.m., I see this was what's going on. All right, I'm taking sells back down to where the lows were. Where the lows were over here. I'm looking at over here. I'm like, okay, well, the more likely thing to happen is since you can't go up, well, what goes up must come down. And I'll take a trade like that. And I know on a higher time frame that usually might last 12 to 24 hours. So got to get ready for that. So I'm going to just put a lot size that can help me not to feel anxious because I'm going to be holding this past, a session or two. So I got to be mindful of these things. Okay. All right. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or more specifically, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If I see prices still bouncing off of the area, especially on a 4-hour time frame, respecting this area for the week. If they even come under it, I'll wait for a break and retest, and boom, I'm in that trade. This happened to me, and I was so happy because another thing y'all need to know is when price goes under 4-hour demand, meaning it's sweeping the previous areas for a better price for themselves. Once you get that break and retest, you can hold a trade like that for the next 2 days. So I know some of y'all been secretly wanting to know how to like hold your trades longer. Where are those people at? Let me see. Let me see. It's 14 people. Who been wanting to figure out how to like make sense out of why they should hold a trade longer? I should have started it like that. I'd be forgetting I need to like get y'all riled up. Just so y'all can pretty much. Okay, good, 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 good. Mhm. So now you know if price is bouncing off an area 2, 3 days in a row, and let's say it's by Thursday or Wednesday, now you know, all right, this is a good trade to swing. Just use your diligence too. Like don't just think that's just all it is. Make sure you understand what the market is doing because let's say it's making its way to the upside. Some areas you need to look at potential exit points. So that way you're not dealing with a market that ran to supply and then literally dumping it down. Okay. So when price goes under 4-hour demand and sweeps and breaks and retests, and you're looking at a potential 48-hour trade or more. Sometimes it's the beginning of a long-term trade, like a swing trade, but at least let's just get the 48 hours out the way. Once you start seeing that you can hold a trade for 2 days, oh wow, I thought I was never gonna be able to do that. That was me. I'm like, oh wow, damn. Okay, I guess it's just because I didn't know better. Exactly. Some of those things gonna make sense after, guys, but y'all gonna need this mentorship for real. All right. So do it before prices going up. By the way, let me drop some of my links for mentorship so y'all can put on the side. But I want y'all to do something. I want everybody to download Afterpay right now. I know some of y'all already have it. I'm gonna make sure I help y'all make it easier on yourselves if you do want some mentorship after this bootcamp. Afterpay, if the mentorship costs 1K or 2K, Afterpay can help you break that down into $100 or 140 a month or whatever like that just to get it covered. So that way you're not waiting for 2025 to finally make a decision. I'm not gonna be around to be teaching people like that unless you got 5 or 10K for my personal time. Yeah, because the way this has been helping me, I could see 2025 being a year where I'm traveling a lot more or handling a lot more responsibility, even in my personal life, plus my trading. And so it won't be that easily for me to be teaching all the time. And if this skill set is going to help me to be able to travel and not worry about where is my next paycheck going to come from, and I can't be making myself super uh available going forward. That's why like I knew this boot camp was going to be powerful because like the replay value alone is going to definitely help somebody, become a better trader. So timing. Okay, let's move on. Uh, I'll drop that link after. Okay, that's not what's important right now. So, are we seeing how 2 days can really help you besides just the Friday to Tuesday strategy? Y'all starting to feel more full, right? It's like, damn, okay. It's more than just one strategy. There's different ways you can catch this bag. Who's feeling like that? Yeah, I want y'all to feel comfortable about this market. Like, you're not just a one-trick pony. You can catch it different ways. All right. Okay, over here we see June. We see the Friday, Monday, Tuesday in June. And when Price did that, we saw Price did the break and retest and followed up on Wednesday. And that's how Price went 422 pips for gold. And some people be scared of gold. Look at that. 422 pips. Where you gonna get that? Not with your USD. Not with NZDCHF. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. That's why I asked y'all, what pairs do you trade? Because you might think you suck, but really, I remember Q did say that. It's like the pairs you trade might suck. Do a whole bunch of nothing. And finally, after then that, told your stop loss up, and then it ran. I love pairs with good volume. I ain't got time. Okay. So the 2 days, we can see that it definitely makes sense. And remember, I told you why it takes 2 days or the Friday to Tuesday, because the way transactions work in the currencies world and the banking transactions that they do to make this currency work with the demand of price, then sometimes yes. The amount of volume that carries throughout a day, that's why they break it into certain, specific days. But I love me when I see prices like retesting the zone twice. I'm like, okay, Wednesday price is here. Friday price is here. Okay, bet I'm getting into this buy, which I did. I remember this buy. And then what was so beautiful about this setup was like Friday price was here. The break happened. I exited. The price pulled back here by Tuesday, and I'm like, oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Not you pulling back here from Friday's price, like my girl would say. Not you pulling back here on a Tuesday, retesting Friday. Oh, I know what I'm about to do. And I held this trade for 48 hours. By Wednesday, I think it was by Wednesday, Thursday, I got out. I think it was Wednesday, 9 a.m. Yeah, because I definitely did not like how price made it to this high and pulled back, so I got out. And that was one of my good trades for the first week of July. And all this helped me to realize, like, damn, you can't actually be consistent no matter the months. You just got to be careful of the volume. So y'all see how like the Friday to Tuesday works in tandem with realizing that price will bounce off of an area twice, and that pretty much fuels the your confirmation bias. Fun stuff, right? Corey, how you feeling today, Brody?
I'm just I'm taking everything in from your perspective, bro. I'm loving everything, G.
For sure, bro. What has like blew your mind so far?
Honestly, the simplicity of everything.
Just say that again. That's why I said you needed to come here, fam. You remember?
Yeah, no doubt, bro. I just had to get a little reset.
Yep. I felt the energy. I'm like, yeah. If he's a music head, like I know he's a music head, sometimes you gotta go fasting before a new album.
Oh, straight up. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. Everybody selling hot pockets outside. You see everybody having fun. You take this course, take that course, and you're like, last time I did that, my mind was spinning.
I know, man. I've got years and years of knowledge under the ground.
Right? We ain't got time or the money to keep spending on everybody just because that's your buddy and shit. No, we need you to
Right.
work for us, homie. Like we got kids to feed, family to trips to take.
I'm already knowing. I'm slowly but surely getting back to my level.
Yeah, yeah. But that psychology is key in various aspects. Knowing
Definitely one of the most important, I think.
Mhm. Okay. So this is why everything ties in for me, right? If price is sweeping and I can't tell what the hell is going on, I'll just wait for a break and retest. And if that takes a whole session, so be it. Because I know it will benefit me to see clarity over anything. I pick clarity over anything. I don't have to be a sniper trader anymore, even though I can snipe. As long as I'm comfortable with what I'm seeing and seeing price returning back, that's what matters to me. Because I can't afford to be wrong too many times. I'll see what lots I'm using. Shoot, that's a whole nother conversation. How do you even get to getting comfortable with that type of lot size? And it took hella losses, and you don't have to be working with those lot sizes. But for you to even be able to make 6, 7 figures or 5 figures, 3 figures, you need to practice that on demo. But you got to now understand how to practice these setups on demo. You were practicing on demo, but never really had a substantial like or system to follow that's as consistent. That's why some people can't even make 6 figures on demo. You think it's a game? You still gotta have the skill set. You still gotta know when you should put 40 lots on a trade that's gonna go 250 pips, and there goes your 100K day. That's why folks be blowing demo accounts and starting with a fresh new one because there's no accountability. And then when you trading live, you wondering why you not able to produce. Cause that shit you was getting away with on demo, it ain't gonna fly here. It's real consequences over here. And that right there, I'm telling it to you because I used to have this crazy case of anxiety when I when I loaded a fresh account. It's like all the 10 voices of experience was like, hey, we deposited another fresh dollar. Oh, okay. Well, remember what happened April 28th? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you lost a lot of money there. You still here? And then so um I had to realize, you know what, just because I'm depositing a fresh $500,000 account doesn't mean I have to start trading right away that day. I'll just wait for my setups, which will allow me to not feel this anxiety as much. And then I'm the one who makes the rules here. I don't have to rush anything, and I don't have to start feeling annoyed like, oh, I missed this trade. Of course, when I just deposited my money, the market wants to do this. Oh, watch this market not play in my favor when I put some real money in there. You're literally setting yourself for failure by presetting your emotions in advance in the future. Oh, watch me be mad when this. Okay, then you're gonna be mad. Hey Siri, Remind me to get mad when this happens. Certainly. Stop doing that. Instead, be like, you know what? If I'm going to be upset if price does this, maybe I should wait for better confirmation. But now we don't want to talk about that level of accountability, do we? Which is helpful.
Yes, we actually do want to talk about that level of accountability. We do. We all do.
Mm-hmm. And that was reverse psychology. You caught it, Stefan. So when you pack a fresh new account, understand that if you blow that account, it's the broker's money. I'm telling you this because I'm literally, just like I said it 2, 3 years ago, I'm like, don't be upset if I tell you that I now own or am, like part owner of a broker. Oh, it's Hans broker that. No, to withdraw very often. Make good decisions. If you are literally in a new relationship where it's no longer the partner's fault, you got nobody else to blame but yourself. So come correct. So that's why I'm telling you, like, just because you put in a fresh new account, you deposited like a new account, don't start trading just because you have this itch. No, wait for the setups that make sense so you can like have time to think about how you're gonna like scale the positions in and like take advantage of it and quit making the decision to withdraw until like, oh yeah, I have to make it to this number or else I'm not gonna pay myself. Your mind is listening, right? So, okay, well, I guess we will never amount to anything until we reach that number. And you do that, and then the mind realizes that you're not rewarding it, and is literally gonna sabotage you. So instead of not withdrawing until you make 3K, withdraw 300, 200, 150, 10 to 15 times. Watch and see. Don't even withdraw to your like account, like bank account sometimes. You could pull it out from the trading account and transfer it into your internal wallet and have it sit there like the savings. And then by the end of the week or by the end of the 2 week, whatever, you met your goal, you withdrew 10 to 15 times out of the account. And you'll be looking at a fresh 3 band sitting right there, and then you'll withdraw. That's another perspective I know some of you guys need to hear. If you needed to hear that, put a 3 on the chat. Let me see who's paying attention to all these gems that I'm dropping. Because you keep telling yourself you're not worth anything, you don't deserve your money until you do this. And other people have already done that for you. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing, or da 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 da. And you hear that, and your inner child is literally suffering every single day. But what happens if you keep on showing yourself love and gratitude, and you're like, you know what, man, I remember when I had to work 8 hours to make $150. It wasn't 300 today, but hey, that's money that I made in 40 minutes. I need to respect money, respect myself and my efforts. Let me withdraw. Okay, you took care of groceries. Good job. You didn't have to ask nobody for that. Your skill set taught you that. And it's the same way you swipe your card 10 times and everybody eats off of your hard work. Every company eats off of your energy. And it's time to eat too off your energy. Your inner child didn't know better. That's why. Your inner child didn't know how money worked. Your inner child was 20, 30 years ago as well. That's not how it worked back then. Inflation is a whole lot different. So we're gonna have to tell the inner child, hey, I know that we said we would be a millionaire by 30, 40, but that's not how it works now. We're gonna have to work a little bit harder, smarter, but it's okay. Let's just keep praying for health and a wealthy mind. Everything else will come. I had to do that work. I had the biggest case of depression at age 25 because I thought somewhere I said to myself, I was going to be a millionaire by 25. And then I'm out here celebrating my birthday after I graduated from getting my bachelor, and nothing could make me happy that day. Everybody, yo, happy birthday, broski. Bro, I'm like, dog, yeah, was so happy about this birthday, cuz I'm broke. Y'all celebrating me more than I'm celebrating me. And so I had to really realize, like, yo, gratitude, there's a whole nother level behind that. Like, you gotta just be like, yo, if I'm breathing long enough, I can achieve it. Okay. And some of y'all are some good people. You know how long it takes for good people to finally eat? Let me have y'all see something, man. I remember one time I'm like reciting this song with my people, and I'm like, hold up, what? I felt some type of way. And it says, all right, let me just start from here. For you make me glad by your deeds, Lord. I sing for joy at what your hands have done. How great are your words, Lord? How profound your thoughts. Okay, cool. Senseless people do not know, fools do not understand. That's crazy. We are senseless when we don't notice that though the wicked spring up like grass. I'm like, the wicked spring up like grass, and evildoers, all evildoers flourish. I'm like, why they gotta flourish? Like, why? And they spring up like grass. And then it ends by saying they will be destroyed forever. And I'm like, so they're gonna just be out here like springing up like grass and flourishing? And then finally they'll like, you know, so if it's taking you a little while longer to get there, trust me, it's because you're doing the right things. Like, you would have been up by now if you was just doing nasty stuff, just, doing wrong stuff. All right. Scamming. You would have been up. I know some of y'all would have been up, boy. So, and take a lot more risks. Don't play it safe all the time. Like, no risk, no Rari, right? So don't think the setup that you see that made you $300 can't make you $3,000. You need to start thinking bigger, okay? Because I remember I would be scared to put 10 lots. And it pissed me off so much that I was scared to take that trade that I just went to like go do it twice on demo. Like, well, shit, if I see the setup and I like the setup, I know the setup, what will stop me from putting 20 lots? Nothing. Okay, great. And then so I started getting really comfortable putting that lot on. And then I got crazy. I'm like, well, what will stop me if I put 4 positions of 10 lots? And then the 100 pip trade went, how it's supposed to. And then now 40 lots times 100 pips is like, oh wow. Like my friend Montavious. Oh wow. he's he's gay. But like it's just funny. Like, we think we're limited, but we're limiting ourselves. Okay. So what risks have you been not taking that's been keeping your inner child locked up? I'll leave that to y'all. So let's carry on. I want to get into talking about the pre-market retest that I was that I explained to you guys. So pre-market. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing wonderful on time. That's crazy. Good. All right. So we're gonna watch this video. Some of you guys have watched it already, but I don't have to repeat myself if I have a video of reference, okay? So shared computer. All right. Oh wow.
What's going on, guys? This video is going to cover another high quality trade setup, which is the pre-market or market open retracement entry. Okay, so really quickly, I know sometimes we don't need to be focusing on swing trade setups, right? A quick scalp or a nice intraday setup does just as well. So take a quick look at gold here. The pre-market retracement entry is a high quality setup because what usually happens is throughout a session, right? You have the pre-market, which is what happens before 9:30 Eastern. And sometimes there are specific moves that happen right at 8:30 Eastern in the New York hours, right? So what typically happens though is if price, let's say, pushed from a one area around like 8:15, 8:20, 8:30, if they cannot push more past like the previous day's high, you'll notice sometimes they'll just sweep the previous high and come back down. Now, let's say you are taking an intraday entry, you would learn to understand the importance of those times. Meaning, if price is selling off and you didn't catch, let's say, this specific trade here, the sell, even if you were in the sell, you could still take a counter trade sell back towards the 830 lows, especially if you are already seeing that the market is in a bullish trend, for instance. Reason being is this: many times that we are looking at the market and it's losing volume, for instance, if you were in a buy, chances are if it's losing volume, it's actually returning right back to market open lows or market open highs. Okay. So don't forget that if you are in some buys and the market is losing volume, close the trade. Or if you are in some small drawdown or losses, cut the bleeding quick because you still have an opportunity to either counter trade it back to the market open high, right? Or you can wait until price makes it to the market open high or market open low to get in a good trade, right? What do I mean by that? Look, check this out. The fact that price came back here towards the market open highs or the market open lows in this case, right? This market open hours right here, pre-market hours. Literally, this could have been a beautiful trade where after price clearly showed that it rejected off of the zone, then you can take this type of setup, put your stop loss below the market open lows, and you give the trade about 20, 30, 40 minutes, up to an hour sometimes. Hey, yo, you'd be so surprised to realize how good of a trade, of a turnout, of a high quality setup that can be for you. Okay. Let me show you another example. US 30. Market will open up sometimes right at 9:30 and start running. But what happens when the market stops running? For instance, the volume gets pumped, boom, they're out of there. But notice how price pulled back to the area where it came from. Well, it was not a big secret that price returned right back to where it started at the market open 9:30. Okay, so let's say you were in a selling position here, and now you're like, well, I want to hold, but the market is starting to show me that like it wants to retrace. Right there and then, you need to close your sell position, and then you got two options, just like it's written here. It's either take the risk to see if price is going to go back to market open at 9:30 or pre-market, at 8:30 to see if this is just a break and a retest in order for you to take, for instance, a sell trade right here instead. Now, that takes away so much of the psychology of wondering, should I hold the trade? Or, man, like all these weird thoughts that really come in and cause you to mismanage your positions. So now you have a system, meaning you got two options. You could either take the counter trade back to market open 9:30, right? Or by getting into a position like this, it is less risk on your behalf because now you could take a nice sniper sell and your stop loss behind the market open 9:30 or the pre-market sometimes at 8:30. All right. So now check out how like literally this setup could have made you a pretty good 15-minute scalp, still caught about 100 points on US 30, and you would have been done for the day. So this is not the first or last time these setups happen. Honestly, these are some of my best. And of course, high quality setups always pay. So to recap, you have to pay attention to the pre-market hours when you are getting into a trade sometimes because that's where the liquidity can be sitting. Why? Because this is how they're making the market for the hours of New York. Okay. So check this out and give you another setup right here just to show you. One thing you want to do is if you are trading New York and you're pulling up at like 9, 9:20, or even 8 in the morning, you want to pay attention to where the market is pretty much developing around those times. The 8, the 8:30, 8:45, 9, and by 9:30, typically you'll see sometimes price goes and swoops up under the 8:30 low or 8:30's high before they do what they're doing because they know that they need to close their positions institutionally before they move on elsewhere. All right, so check out how price was moving here between 6, 7, 8:30, 8:45, and look what happened. Price did push up, right? At 9:30, but when price could not buy any more within the first 10 minutes of that session open, what did they do? They returned right back into the lows of the pre-market. All right. So no more will you be holding on to positions and now watching it coming back to hit you in the face and your stop loss getting hit, right? Because if price is now having issues going further, chances are it's going to retrace right back to the market open hours. And so now you have a chance to wait and say, hey, you know what? As the market starts to develop further into the session, if they keep on respecting the pre-market lows, then this becomes an opportunity for you to take a much more less risky trade, and by putting your stop loss nice and tight below and outside of the perimeter of the pre-market hours, and you'd be so shocked to see how good of a risk to reward that can be. All right. So with all that being said, is feel free to go back and do your own research and check and back test to see how profitable this is because I know it's profitable, but it's time for you to make this your own reality and prove it to yourself that this is something you can add to your arsenal. As always, I hope this brought some value to you. Definitely make some money out of this setup, and I'll see you in the next video.
Well, all right. If you guys are wondering what the heck was that on my neck, I had just finished neck spine surgery, and I think I was about 2 weeks in, and I just wanted to get back into doing what I love, which is teaching and just like feeling not feeling like I'm handicapped or paralyzed or something like that. So I wanted to knock that video out. So I'm about 7 weeks post surgery now, and the fire in me has not stopped from me. So yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna break into groups to go on US 30 on a 15-minute time frame to see how often price retests the 830 pre-market and comes back to it. So you're gonna see it at the M15 and M5. And I want y'all to find 5 times out of the last 30 days that the market did that. All right, you guys are ready to work? Y'all here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we're gonna break into groups, and then after that, we're gonna call it a day. And I'm gonna need to do some market overview. And if y'all want to stay for that, then sure. All right. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. So we're gonna get into our breakout rooms. Create one breakout. Oh, that's what happened last time. Okay. We're gonna create into 3 breakout rooms. It's 10 of you guys. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody?
Peace, peace. You
Uh,
you got Trading View with you?
I certainly do. Let me pull it up. Let me go to US 30. Let me share my screen more importantly. And share. Oh, I can't do it yet. Hans, you gotta allow me to do it.
Got you, bro. One second. Okay, try it now.
All right, perfect. Bam. All right, you guys can see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. So we're gonna go in the 5-minute time frame. Let's go here. 5 minutes. Ooh.
You said 15?
Was it 15 or was it the 5-minute, Hans?
15 and the 5.
Okay, bet. Start with the 15. That's now. Let's go. Let's check this out.
Just want to look and see it bounce and retest off that area at the 830 by 930, just to see how many times they do that and they just run.
So I'm in Arizona, so your 8:30 is my 5:30, just so you guys could see. So we can see like the time down here.
Mm.
So the market opens like here for me at 6:30. So I guess this is what you mean, right? Like so bam,
Mhm.
6 comes down and say I it like you're saying, goes up,
Yep.
comes back down. And then this would be like my entry point or somewhere I would consider because I'm not going to know this happens in the future. I could just see this.
Right. Most times I anticipate it and I'm like, soon as it's doing that, I need to like have my finger on the trigger and already have my stop loss designated below the 830.
Gotcha. So All right, so I gotta say it like out loud for myself. So like, bam, this happens. Bam, market open, but I missed it. And so this right here would be, I'll just do a horizontal array for now. Bam, that's my market open. And then
Yep.
I would have like a stop loss, say like over here because of like just like this next level right here, potentially. Would that
Yes.
be that'd be smart? Or
Yep.
like, you gotcha.
A good 40, 50 points. Yeah.
And then like this could happen, but don't worry about it because we're just gonna let the stop loss take it out. Just leave it alone. Go eat breakfast, go exercise, go to work, whatever the case may be. Check on it later, and then look at this crap. Look at this. Bam.
Yep. All right. About to leave the room.
All right. Let's do another one. Let's see.
Okay, let me get my password for trading view.
Hey Hans, we're just trying to pull up US 30.
Yeah, that's fine. I figured.
Yeah, and I'm on my iPad, so I haven't used it on my iPad. So 1 second, I'm pulling up my my password.
No problem. No problem. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Trading or this right here? Strategy.
Oh, this is strategy.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is strategy right here. So
So
you got to learn the basics of trading first before you can.
yeah, before I can learn strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good to know a strategy because you could know the market by just knowing a specific strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all how you want to. It's all about perspective, how you want to see the market.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You could be profitable now with one strategy or try to learn everything.
Okay.
Not profitable. You know, it's up to you.
It
This is
looked like I see
day
that
off.
setup about. I see that setup a lot on this chart. You see it? Wait a minute.
Right, what I'm looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking on
It's
my
usually
trading.
this one right here. 830.
Yeah,
Right here.
8:30.
Boom. This would be like the clearest pullback. But I don't know if you would get in there.
So the blue is profitable and the red is not
No, the
profitable.
red is going down. You could get in
The
the
red
sell
is the
or
sell.
buy.
So the red is you losing money and the blue is you're profiting. Oh,
Nope. Nope. Because you could sell in the red, keep going down, you make money still.
The market,
oh,
you never
okay.
really
So you
get.
can make money both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
As long
never
as it
knew
goes
that.
in the direction that you want,
Uh-huh.
that you predict, you make money, depending how far it goes into your direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Hans want to know how many times we see this on this chart, right?
Yeah. I could do that. Show you.
So I say 1, 2.
Well, you looking on my screen?
Oh, I was looking on my trading view and your screen at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mine goes
yeah,
back to May 1st.
May 1st. All right, let
I
me
have the
go back.
basic plan. I got no plan at all.
I got the basic plan.
So so I got
Yeah.
another question. So when starting to trade, how much money would be good to start off with?
It doesn't matter though, because you could start with a funded account. You could start with 100 and work the strategy up. It all depends. Because you know what a funded account is, right?
Who?
Funded account?
But no, no.
Oh,
But you never want to start trading with a live
account.
account
You want to
or
demo.
start with your money the whole goal of you got to learn how to trade. So you want to start with a demo account for a few months until you're comfortable knowing what you're doing.
A demo account?
Yeah, because trading is a whole different beast. You come out there with a live account, your money, it's like
Possibility to lose everything.
yeah, you just want to know what you're doing. So just like anything else, you want just like learn it.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? You say you went back to May. Which day? May what? Which day? All the way back to May. I'm at May.
Mine goes to May 1st.
All right. All right, I'm on May 1st. So let's see.
Now you see this right here?
That shit's crazy.
You see this? 8:30.
Yeah. 8:30.
It left it and it came back and grabbed liquidity, but also rejects on sign of rejection after it grabbed liquidity and pump bounce. And me, what I use with it is usually how it's leaving the area where it was just in.
Right.
On the time frame, I'm a scalper. I like to scalp. That's why I
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm a scalper, man. But I've been looking at trying other, not scalping so much, but scalping, I'm good at it. I might as well keep doing it.
Yeah.
So what is scalping?
On a smaller time frame, trading like small time frame, like in a 1 minute.
Trading within that's like almost binary trade, isn't it?
Well, no, I just get in my position in the 1 minute.
Okay.
But I'm literally like 5 minutes to look at the market, or 1 minute to get in. Stuff
So
like that.
Earl, I see that you have a lot of great questions. This was your first day on the boot camp?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were invited by Joe?
Yes, sir. That's my cousin.
Oh, hey man, nice to meet you, cuz.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, sir. So you are actually correct when you said is scalping kind of like binary, because binary is like you get in, you get out, but scalping itself is not just binary. It's just like, let's say you go on to Giant real quick. It's a quick running back. But if you go on a trip to, I don't know, like let's say Philly, that's like a 3 hour drive.
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Right. So it's just like different driving styles, different driving distances is just like trading. If you go on just down the street real quick just to go see Joe, I mean that's you already know you're within proximity. So scalping is like you see a good setup, you're in there, you calculate how much you're gonna risk, and you're done. You're not about to be here for like hours, you know? So yeah. So
Get
what
your
we're
money
looking at,
quick and get out.
yeah.
All right, I thank you for that too.
Yeah. So we're looking at setups that usually happen very often. And so I was breaking it down and I wanted them to like pretty much see how many times this has happened to see it for themselves. That's what they want.
I see it a lot of times.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of times. I'm looking at the trading view. I'm not even counting, but I'm just like I'm taking my mouse and just like putting it at 8:30 and just kind of like capturing it like multiple times. That's crazy. Wow.
Like this one, right? 8:30 open. It'll come back right here. But that's not 9:30. It's way out past 9:30. Now see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull back after 9:30 right here, and it goes up. Boom. The next day, 8:30 right here.
Right there.
9:30. Well, that's the pullback, and it boom goes back down. This one is it's 8:30 right here, and it pulls back, retests. Hans here?
Yep, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand your retest. It's just a pullback.
Yeah.
Prominent and expand.
If it comes back to retest it or bounce off of that area, then that's a pullback. Sure. Yeah.
No, that okay. That's a retest still, right?
It's a retest still. Yeah.
It's a pull. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right here, but 830 right here. That wouldn't be a direct pullback. Retest on this one. This one is not even this one wouldn't be right?
Well,
You hear me?
it ran way too
They ran too fast.
Yeah,
I
but
would be going for the pullback.
let's do it again. Let me see where 830 was at.
Right here.
Right there.
Okay.
Right there.
And then 930. Let me see. Yeah.
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 If it's within that range, I'll still take that buy if I already know price is in a bullish trend. I don't have to wait for
You don't have to wait for it to push and pull back.
Sometimes if I'm looking at how market's moving, bro, that day, I already see what I needed to see, and I'll put my stop loss below 830.
So it has nothing to do with the pullback then. That I was
I
thinking
wouldn't
about.
say nothing because that wouldn't be the strategy. This would just be me thinking rationally and thinking on my feet, you know? Sometimes you see what's going on, you're like, oh well shit, this ain't gonna be the perfect thing, but I see that price pulled back. We were consolidating the day before, and now that I see it pushing, I'll still get in, but my stop loss will be put below 830.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless it sweeps it and then moves. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So,
because I know under 830 is safe. If they come back and knock my stop loss, then damn, well, I'll wait for another break retest. You know, like sometimes you can't expect it to play out perfectly, but you got to still make a decision to know where stop loss is safe to not lose out on the day.
Yeah. This one you have to leave early from this one.
Yeah, they would have had me waxed for sure.
Yeah, because 930, it came back right here. And
It
if
would
you
have
look up
made
here,
sense, but I would have to wait. But okay, when they pull back in there, by what time did they pull back in there? 11?
it was 930 right here. You see this one?
So okay, the session kept continuing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they sold. Where did they sell to and why? Okay, 10, 11. Okay, 11.
Just to grab liquidity.
Right. And then the previous days, let's see. The previous day from there. No, too far. What's all this? That's Thursday.
Consolidation.
Yeah, don't move too fast. Don't move too fast. Don't move too fast. Yeah, okay, yesterday, Thursday. Yeah, I would have said, oh, okay. Instead of buying all the way, they pulled back to bounce off Thursday's lows one more time. I might give
you up. Okay. Move on.
It still fits in with the strategy you showed us the other day, right? It works well with that, right?
So how do you know when to trade though? How do you know when to invest your money into a certain stock?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a whole
you got start scratch so you gotta
Them the baby pips.
Yeah, but that's a great
I'll answer
question.
the question, but this is obviously gonna take more than that today's exercise that we're doing right now. You know when to trade a stock as an investor when you not even trade, invest in a stock.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, when price is giving you all the signs fundamentally, and when you know how to understand the technical charts, there's the way structure pulls back or breaks and retests or bounce off of the demand areas where you can tell there's going to be more demand here and it's good to buy at that price. That's how you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Once you understand the charts and how it work, there's always an opportunity to take a trade, a buy or sell.
Okay.
Right, huh?
That's right. And then
So it's
and you get more clarity once you
Yeah.
have a lot of proof, a lot of
Yeah.
screenshots, a lot of studies that show that every time price does this, then it reacts like that. And he's like, how do you know? Well, let's keep seeing if it does that over and over again. That's why this exercise that I'm doing with the guys is helping them, because I can say something, but if we can see that it happens often, then we all can see as proof right in front of us that it works.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Okay. All right, guys. I'm leaving this room.
all right.
Wanted to
I thank you, man. I thank you. I thank you for your information, man. Your knowledge is a blessing. So I really thank you.
thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're gonna close in the next 5 minutes. I'm just gonna go into somebody else's room.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the break below. We've got again what I consider the change of character, and then a retest back into the zone for a nice little buy setup.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to get that horizontal one so I can bring the dash down, but I can't.
It looks like, is that the 930, like where it's like a little doji candle. It looks like maybe 6. Oh, that's 6 p.m. So never mind. No, that's a different time frame. But it just looks like it may have come back to the open area of the previous day, and then you get the move up. So that's a really nice move too. Okay, so now we're on Thursday.
Yeah, the 27th.
Okay.
Okay. And then
I don't know if I get any sales here. I'm so used to buy. So
well, we have a sale.
But are we in the overall, like the higher time frame? I get a bullish order flow then on the higher time frames?
Probably so, because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles on the time frame on Thursday. I'm trying to see at what time for the sales.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's one right there. The 930 candle or around that time.
I'm trying to get a line there.
Okay.
So I can show you. But not that one. That's not gonna work. Oh shoot. Again, next time I'll be on my laptop, but we do see that.
It's all good, but we at least see the break.
Yes.
And then the retest.
And then we come still on the 7th. It goes back into a buy. Here we are at noon, close to noon time. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And
but
then
I don't think that does that candle go above.
Well, it's hard to see because I don't have it marked up because I don't have
like it doesn't. Based on the naked eye, but I don't know that we had a break. But the retest, it looked like it kind of failed, because if we're talking about the candle with the little wick.
Yeah, it wicked.
The next one over.
This one wicked too.
Right, you keep going to the right.
Oh, where do you want me to go? To the left over here?
To the left now.
Okay.
Like
right there?
Nope, let's see where your cursor,
that's on that's at 6:45 a.m.
Right. I'm saying the retest came back at about 12:30 p.m.
Oh.
So it came back up. Keep going. Maybe one.
Okay, so that's 12:45, and then right here at 1:15.
Yeah, that's when it came back, but it looked like it failed, because I don't know how many pips you'd get out of that on the retest, and I don't know what the stop loss would be on that. It looks like it might pretty wide or high stop loss?
In this, I don't even know how to even draw that with the on the laptop.
Measure, let's
On
see,
the
39,
here's my
20.
measuring tool, but what I'm saying is I don't know how I can effectively draw this.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not on my laptop to use a mouse to draw.
Right, got it. Yeah. So I don't know the measure of, I don't know what that looks like in terms of US 30 and how the pips work on US 30, but I guess it would just have to be a matter of whether or not the stop loss and the target profit makes sense. So
Yeah, because see, all I'm doing is moving the crosshairs.
right. So
It's
that might
not
not even be a good trade. It might not even be a trade to enter because it may be because it dropped so far before and it took some, internal liquidity. So I don't know. I mean, it may not be a valid setup to begin with. But it looked good from the start. I would have liked to have seen on this. I would have liked to seen that retest at the 1 o'clock candle come all the way, closer, and then giving us a sell signal back down. And that may have been it. I mean, I just don't know how many pips that it actually would have gone. That would have given you a really good risk to reward ratio. Okay.
I have to study US 30 because, like I said, I have not traded US 30, but I know that the basics is pretty much the same.
Yep.
This setup happens on Euro USD and GBP USD as well.
Yep.
And gold. And gold.
Well, I've seen, I back tested it on Friday night, and it was insane. I was like on because I only trade the pound dollar, and I was like, wow. So I did my pre-market already for today, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I do So, I mean, coupling this with midweek reversals and it's when you see all the confluences, I think it's really nice. It's going to be really nice to employ your strategy as well.
Okay, Hans. So, how do you think we did? I'm on an
You did
iPad.
so good. You guys are good work buddies. I every time I step in, I see y'all working there together. I'm almost like, look at those guys.
I'm on an iPad and not a laptop. So I told Benita next time we'll be on I'll be on an iPad. I mean on the laptop, and I'll make it better for us.
For sure. All right.
But no, you did good. Thanks for pulling it up. I mean, you did good.
You did good. You did good. All right, let me broadcast. You know what? Yeah, let me just leave the room here. All righty. Oh man,
I have to jump off in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna close this down. Today was hefty, so I'm gonna finish. Give me one
I
second.
appreciate everything we covered today.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Me too.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me see. I don't know how to stop the sharing, so I'm just gonna close out of here. I think
Okay.
that's where there we are.
How was the assignment, guys?
It was good. It was really good.
It it's crazy because it was knowledgeable. Like we never saw that as traders every day. That it's right in your face, right there.
Mhm.
I think for
And
me, I need to see it again.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to. But at least now you know where a retracement might be. Maybe you might not have to pull back all the way at the imbalance, or you waiting for it to pull back, and then now you know why price like all it needed to do was just retrace, you know, at yesterday's lows, and then boom, they were trading somewhere at 830, and then they sold below it, and then they pushed to the upside. So the 830 pre-market is because those are the hours before the New York Wall Street volume pushes out, right? So they like to just go retest that or sweep that and then just go about their way just to keep it tight. And because they also see where the pool of demand is at. That's why. Okay. Yeah, news is normally that time as well. So that's why nowadays I don't even really care to trade news. I'd rather wait and see it do what it does. And if there's a break and retest, I get in for that. Or sometimes they'll sweep and reverse. And I'd rather just let and see them do these things instead of trying to catch that joint at 8:30. It'll bring more pain. Okay, so before I finish, I just want to let y'all know tomorrow I'm going to talk about exit psychology, how to exit your trades better, how to spot where price likes to reverse, and a couple more things. But today I wanted to just have you guys get more comfortable about what was spoken and discussed the days before. And I wanted to show you like all this stuff I'm talking about. Like, am I profitable or have I used them? Yes, I have. And that's what has helped me to stay profitable. And I wanted to make sure we talked about what the heck does profitability mean in a market where it can get crazy and where you do lose. Now you guys know you don't have to be streaky to feel as if you can be profitable long term. It's the same way as a long term investor. Yeah, it's going to be some red days, but overall, you're going to still be profitable in the long run. All right. And so I also wanted to say the market looked awfully crazy the last week. And some of my students and some people even wondered, like, are we going to have a pullback? And now that we have the pullback, what are we going to do? Sometimes we ask for things, and then when it's in front of us, we don't even know how to act. And I'm gonna tell you right now, based on what I told y'all about the 2-day bounce, I'm very much excited to see if price is gonna respect this order block. And by Tuesday, I want to see if it's gonna bounce off this area still, or if it's gonna keep selling. I don't know yet. This might be a crazy week. We all know what happened with Trump's near assassination, and then how they took that to make a really good what's the word? It's like a conference. What they called recently?
Like the convention.
The convention, and we found out. Thank you, bro. We found out that like also Biden has just exited from the race. So this
I'm
might
thinking that's going to affect us this week.
Yeah, man. This might have a very positive outlook on the markets. And so what happens when we're trying to figure out if price is going to make a higher low and bounce? It doesn't have to happen in one day. I prefer it happen in 2 days so we can know for sure the confirmation of price pushing. And that's why sometimes we try to get into buys and it loses volume and we're like, oh, well, is the market selling now? Is it a selling trend? No, it could just literally be selling to make a higher low once it bounce off demand. And then now we can tell maybe we're gonna go for another higher high or just retest that high, and we're about 100, let's say 1,100 points from where we were on Thursday. So tomorrow we're going to talk more about that, but this is already how I'm looking at the market. We can tell price bounced off of Tuesday of last week. By Friday, we ended up right here. So we pretty much have our Friday, which we can have as a bookmark. Remember, I've been teaching you guys the Friday to Tuesday strategy. This is how you start to mark your chart to see if price is gonna follow up from here. Okay, so
Okay.
I've been waiting and looking forward to show you how I pretty much use what I'm talking about in real time. And today was the perfect time for a Sunday to see that. All right. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go unwind a little bit. And we spent the 2 hours that we needed. So I think we're good. We'll reconvene tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I can tell this is the Friday that we're gonna see, since gold sold off now. I'm gonna see if they're gonna like respect this area. And yeah, this might be the remember how me and you, Joe, we was looking to see price touch 2,500, but it touched 2450.
Yep.
Well, if this is a higher low, we might go for that 2,500 this week or so. Let me check and see what we're looking at for the week, if there's any fundamentals. And Wednesday, we have Euro news, GDP news. Thursday, we have some USD flash manufacturing. Okay, that's looking like some volume that could necessarily help us. So yeah, we're definitely gonna keep on the lookout. Have a
We're
great
gonna hit 25.
for sure.
25.80 probably, and then it's gonna go all the way back down to 23 something.
Sheesh. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Have a great night. The
right,
recording
bro.
will be made available.
You too, bro.
All
Thank
right.
you, hon.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Joe, shoot up, Joe.